live. Let's give it a few minutes.
Good deal.
I'm going to get in the chat too so I can see what chats are coming my way.
Well, now that we're all set up, how are you guys? We didn't even start with that.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm doing well. How about you? It's been busy. Lots of pinball stuff and Kickstarter stuff and answering lots of comments, and it's been exciting. It's actually going to happen. It's finally going to happen.
That's crazy. It's like, and I think like because we're all remote now, like I feel like there needs to be a celebration, but we just didn't really have a chance for it. Like,
I mean, you're coming out in December. Zach just needs to get a ticket.
That is true. Oh yeah, Zach, I meant to tell you about that. So I'm going to the Austin house in December 8th through the 14th. Just saying. It was $200 round trip. You could do it.
I did hear about that when yesterday in the pinball stream, they thought I might have been you.
Ah, yeah.
That was
They
funny.
were like excited for the trip, and I was like, yeah, man, yeah.
I guess so.
It's going to be the best.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know December's pretty busy for you, but it's not for me. So I'm gonna be going out.
The 8th to 14th, huh?
8th to the 14th. It's like it's weird days because those are like the cheapest flights, and I can work remote for like a day or two, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, those are kind of weird days.
But
all right, cool.
I'm sure the main action will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So take a look,
Right.
make it a party.
For sure. So you want to get into it? I think we got people gathering now. We're good to go.
Starting to get some people.
Yeah, welcome everyone.
Hello across the interwebs. Welcome to the live stream event. We hope everybody's here for a little bit of more deep dive and ask any questions you might have about Elementile. First and foremost, want to thank everybody in the community who's been so wonderful to support and back whatever pledge tier, even if it's $1. We are very, very grateful. Could not be possible without you, and we genuinely mean that. But this is the first of many games to come, hopefully from Darkwood Games. But this has been the brainchild of mainly Zach, who is directly above me here. He's been working on this game for getting on close to 5 years now, if not more. But we comes from lots of inspiration from other, competitive card games, draftable card games, collectible trading card games, however you want to name it. But a lot of refined mechanics over many years of iterations and play testings to make it a game that is a bit more consistent, or at least gives you agency at every point through the game. And it'll save you a few bucks compared to having to pay a couple $100 for a booster box every couple of months. So this is Elementile. So we're going to do a kind of a constructed duel between Ryan and myself. I'm Alex. But first, I think if you guys want to introduce yourselves, and we'll get the games going.
Sure, Zach, we'll leave you for last as the creator of the game. But who was just talking was Alex. He was doing all sorts of marketing for us for the campaign, as well as numerous amounts of help just looking out into the industry and seeing what was going on. He's a very extroverted guy, very out there, and very friendly dude. So we really appreciate Alex. He was a huge help getting our Kickstarter to, fund, which is awesome. I'm so excited to have our first game kickstarted to move into that production phase. But Alex has been a good guy, and check out his pinball stream, which if you're watching on his stream, you already know. But I'm Ryan. I'm I guess kind of the program manager, the make it happen kind of guy. And also, I guess like kind of low key producer of streams and of videos and whatnot. So been kind of wear many hats, but largely just love games and have seen my friends make so many early prototypes of games, but not really know how to move past that phase, and really wanted to help them make it real. And like Elementile has been a project that we picked up and has shown that we really can make it real. So I'm very excited to bring this all the way to production and to deliver it to your front door. Zach, over to you.
Yeah, my name is Zach. I'm the creator of Elementile, and I'm just very excited to see this manifest as a real product. I mean, obviously, we've been doing a lot of testing over the years with this trusty tabletop sim version we're going to be demoing for you guys tonight. I'm excited to have people here interested in the game and like looking into, getting excited to play it, that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, without further ado, let's get into it. And as the game goes on, if you guys have any questions, I've got the chat up. I will be answering those. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess the only thing to do is figure out how we're going to play. Obviously, Elementile, if you've seen any of our marketing material, it's designed to be built to draft. So there's a couple different ways you can approach it. So if it's just you and your buddy and you want to pick up and go, the rulebook will have a bunch of preset decks that we've kind of gone through and built out for you. A lot of playtesting and time went into those, and they are fairly balanced. So you'll have a good kind of balanced one-on-one game going from that. And we have a few of these selections here that has a combination of the main kind of elements. But also, if you're having a group of people over and you want to do a full draft experience, there's 582 cards, and you can just have them in packs, I believe, of 15 cards each. And you can seed them or not seed them, however you want to do the cube, and kind of just go in pick your 3 packs, pick out a card, pass left, pass right, and pass however you want to do it for your tournament draft to build your own decks and build decks on the fly. But tonight, we're just going to be doing more of the constructed style, so you can have the decks ready to go and a bit more of a consistent gameplay. We have to decide what we're going to play. So how do we want to do that? We're going to randomize it, or are we going to pick our own decks?
As someone who loves the RNG, I'm going to roll a die for my deck.
All right, I'll do the same.
So I need a component.
All right, I got a 6. So I'm going to go from the left to right. So.
Got a 4.
All right, I'm going to be taking, looks like Wind and Darkness.
My deck, my deck's champion is Effie, who is probably my favorite hero, and I think the first hero that was created. So this is very fitting. All right, let's do it.
Give her a shuffle. Our key is shuffle, right?
Yes. Actually,
yeah, so
I prefer the old school method where I manually pile shuffle. So give me just like 20 minutes.
Go. Okay, I got to cut it too.
How do you combine? There was a easy key for that. There we go.
G.
Group. Yeah.
Yeah. So which one of you guys is going to go first, and which is going to go second?
Well, yeah, that's actually a kind of a big mechanic of the game. So Zach, why don't you go through and kind of explain the pros and cons and how you kind of came up with that mechanic?
Right. Well, it was truthfully a lot of trial and error, as most design elements are. But in Elementile, it's like a momentum-based game. You're trying to push through to the other side of the board to deal damage to your opponent. So going first is inherently really strong. We learned after a while that in order to balance that out, it's basically the best idea was to give the defending player an extra element. So if you go first, you get the advantage of going first. If you're going second, you get to start with an element. So you have a little more resources to defend the early momentum of the first player. So that's pretty much the only difference. Other than that, the players do the same thing. They're both going to search their deck for one card of their choice, draw that into their hand, and then draw 6 additional cards to accompany that first choice. Usually it's decided with a die roll who's going first and who's going second, but if the players want to agree, then they can do that as well.
Let's do a die roll. So I'll roll the closer one, you roll the closer, and the higher is first player, should I say?
Sure. Let's do that. Looks like you.
All right, I am going to go first.
All right, so I am on the defense, and I get to search my deck for one card to hang on to.
We both get to search for one card, correct?
Right. I'm just mentioning what I get to do.
Yeah, so that mechanic as well, search 1, draw 6. That came after some games where, again, very momentum-heavy game. If you don't have early game plays, you can be at a huge risk in this game. So allowing the player to search for one card puts the power kind of back in their hands and the agency back with the player. you can choose to go for like a key mid game combo piece if your deck has a lot of early game plays and you're pretty confident that you're going to draw into them, or you want to take that risk. That's totally up to you. Or you can go for an early game play and play it safe, or you can go for something to answer your opponent's early game play if you know what they're going to start out with. So again, it just gives more consistency to the decks and agency to the player.
All right, so I have selected my card. It's also kind of the nice thing too, because other games I've played, it's kind of, especially if you're just a really, tempo-based deck or something like that, and you just draw all your high-level cards in the beginning, and you just have to mulligan and mulligan and mulligan, and each time it feels terrible because your chances of winning is just going down before you even start playing. It feels pretty bad. So the fact that you can okay, hey, I only need to have one of this, 1 mana or 1 element card in my deck, because I know I'm going to draw it, is just a nice bit of consistency you can add too. So I really like this mechanic.
Yeah, I do as well. And I took a very long time to decide. It seems like often in Elementile, like, because it's so tempo based, it's very important to have a 1-drop. But when you're playing second, you're going to start with the ability to go up to 2 elements immediately. So it's like, do I get a 2-cost card, or like, what do I look for? But I do really like the ability to at least have 1 starting card, so you don't just have a totally dead hand. I'm gonna shuffle again.
So
I've selected as well. Oh,
let's get it going. So how many
Snarf,
do you draw?
you should scoot your zone over here. I'll get you.
You do 6 additional cards to go with your first.
There you go.
All right, so I'm going to draw 6 cards here.
And Ryan, go ahead and start with your initial element as the second player.
Ah, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will start with a fire element. What's the tap key?
It's Q and E, I believe.
Ah, Q and
E.
All right, so another big mechanic. So you might notice, everybody, that I just drew a bunch of cards, and there are no resources or mana or elements that I draw. That's because there are no elements in the deck. Again, another way to kind of make sure we're getting consistency through your gameplay. So instead, the way you're going to get mana is by kind of banishing a card or sacrificing a card to the elemental plane. Which you will get access to later in the game, so it's not gone forever. But kind of my strategy, it might not be the best strategy, but my strategy is to put the high-cost cards that I'm not going to be able to play for a long time, put those in the Elementile plane because they're going to be just dead space in my hand anyway, turn that into resources so I can play the cards that are going to be more likely to come up in the short term. So doing that, I'm going to banish this guy.
Yeah, it should also be noted that we draw 2 cards at the end of every turn, so it's really not worth holding on to like the second best play for a turn. Like if you have 2 4-cost cards and you're not going to play both of them like on the same turn, and they don't really have like very big differences, like just chuck the one that's not good against your opponent.
So essentially, I banished that card. Now I have chosen all the mana, so you'll always have the ability to choose whatever mana is most convenient for your hand on the side. I picked up a 1-cost card that takes a dark mana, so I took a darkness. I'm going to tap that, just like most card games, and then I'll be able to play it. And so right now, I don't have any other cards on the field, so the only place I can summon is directly in front of me, which are these 4 squares, and I can choose any of them to put there. Oh, this is the wrong card.
Yeah.
So probably pick the right one. or do you starting off strong?
An eerie effigy. Stats can't be altered. Oh, on the -1s. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a cool card that doesn't really... And you might see this, so all the attack sides, there's no real attack sides, and it doesn't have a movement, but it makes that column very difficult for him to summon in. It does 2 damage, and I believe that's piercing damage, correct?
Armor piercing, yeah. So basically, if I summon in this column, I take damage from it. An enemy is summoned in my row. Yeah. All right, so he's kind of cutting up the board a little bit here. Especially since like 2 damage, like, it's not insignificant. It really reduces the value of a lot of my cards and straight up kills some of the ones that have higher armor.
And different thing with this game, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the damage is permanent. So armors will kind of regenerate between attacks, but something takes damage to its health, it's taken to its health until it's healed up.
That is correct. Yeah, there's no automatic healing in this game.
All right, so my turn.
Yep. Well, to end my turn, another different mechanic. Instead of drawing at your upkeep and then having to potentially change all of your strategies on the fly, and to maintain tempo and momentum, you draw 2 cards, and it's at the end of your turn rather than 1 card traditionally at the beginning of your turn. So I'm going to draw my 2 cards, and that signifies the end of my turn.
So in tabletop sim, it's kind of hard to see when the other person's drawing cards because you got to like actually zoom out and like pay attention to that. So we've been using the active player block. So this will just indicate whose turn it is. All right, so it's my turn. I get to start by sacrificing something. I feel like I want to get rid of one of these 2. These are kind of like opposite cards, which is interesting. So based on the color combo, we kind of want to go. Actually, that could work out.
Showing off some of Amanda's art over here.
Yeah. A lot of these cards are art unfinished. Like obviously this encroaching flame thing is not done, but the art that is done is quite fantastic. We're gonna throw that one away.
He has encroaching flame. Mental note of that.
We're gonna grab one of these, and we're gonna tap this thing, and we're gonna play a Pyrewolf pup. He's a small little creature that basically has fire breathing. Essentially, like you can pay fire to make him bigger, but for 1 fire, you actually make him like twice as big, which is really good. Like 3 attack is pretty strong for a little 1 cost guy. All right, so since I have an extra element, once per turn, you are able to tap an element that you're not using and flip it over, and basically it becomes like a wild card element the next time you use it. So I'm gonna overcharge this element, which flips it over, and then draw 2 cards and end my turn.
Nicely done. All right, and it's going to be my turn now, so I get to decide what I want to get rid of my hand. So again, following with my same strategy, I'm going to take this guy. Put that in the ethereal plane. Should untap all my mana resources. And we're going to grab a wind. A dark miasma. And we're going to go ahead and play our Wispy Boy. So there's different phases. So there's between summoning phase, movement phase, and attack phase. Zach, do you want to go over that really quickly? So I'm going to share what I'm allowed to do and what I can't do.
Sure, yeah. So the first summoning phase is kind of right after you grab your element. You have your first opportunity to summon units and cast spells for your turn. When you're done spending all the elements you want to spend on that first summoning phase to play cards, you then go into combat. So when you're in combat, you activate your units 1 by 1. Units that were summoned, the turn that they're summoned, they cannot move, but they can attack. And then any other unit can move and then attack, or they can just attack. But if you attack before moving, you can't move after you attack. It has to be in that order. So yeah, you just activate units 1 at a time. Once all of your units have been activated, combat's over, and then you get another summoning phase, which is another chance to summon units. In this case, Alex doesn't have too much he can do here because he has no valid attack targets. His Eerie Effigy just can't move because it has no movement, and his Wisp can't move because it was just summoned. And because he spent all of his elements, it's looking like that's a wrap on his turn.
That it is, so I'm going to pass the cube and draw two cards.
Draw 2 cube.
So I will refresh my elements. Our third element turn. So here we have a decision point where we could go into getting the elements to play this. Or this guy. So what do I want to do here? I mean, that's decently good. Let's see. The Wisp doesn't really attack. It actually has 0 attack on every side. But it's more of like, it's going to race forward and then basically make a marker that he can like later summon a bigger dude to. So I don't really like that, but it's not really a threat yet. This has 3. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, so far Alex has summoned pretty much only positioning units that can be really pesky together. Like the Eerie Effigy, you can just summon around it and ignore its effect, but the best way to stop a Wisp is to put something on top of it. So if Alex rushes it forward next turn, that's going to be hard if the Eerie Effigy is kind of covering it. So this position is a little bit threatening, despite his units not having any attacks.
And a thing we should probably cover is the movement. So you might notice in the top right-hand corner, there is a paw print, and then there is a feather, and a number associated. So this one has a paw print, so it moves by ground. And this has a feather, which indicates that it can go in diagonals. So typically you can only go the cardinal directions, kind of northeast, southwest. But if it has the feather icon, it can go diagonals as well. So you get it's surprising how much of a difference that makes as far as maneuverability. And you'll notice the wind cards typically are a bit more mobile.
Yeah, so that's the little 2 with a feather on the top right I'm showing here.
Yeah, two flying movement ends up threatening most of the board, as it turns out.
All right, so I am going to move first, and this allows me to summon up to the second row. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to use my wild for Earth, and then it flips back over to a normal light, and that allows me to get the White Knight. So this guy is actually really good next to other people, but in this case, I'm trying to split the difference around this Eerie Effigy, because he would kind of murder this guy immediately. So we're going to do that, and pass the block, and draw some cards.
Yeah, so already seeing the Eerie Effigy come into play there. Ryan wasn't able to establish the position that he wanted, because if he went for that, his White Knight would just immediately be killed.
Yeah, it definitely split my army here, which is not ideal, but that's okay.
All right, so now I have to make the decision of what I want to banish in order to get some resources, or not to do so. But typically in the beginning, you're going to want to build up your engine. So I will, but I'm starting to get to the mid game where it makes sense to maybe hold on to some of the higher cost cards. So I'm actually going to get rid of I have a feeling this is going to come into play, or this is going to come into play in a little bit. So I'm going to get rid of some of my utility spells here, with the mindset of maintaining a bit more board presence with some of these creatures. And I'm going to pick up another wind. So right now we're sitting at 3 resources, 3 elements that we can use. So right now I can choose to move and then summon. And Zach, correct me if I'm wrong. So if I moved this Wisp up 2, I'd be able to summon anywhere on the board in the first 3 rows, correct?
That is correct, but the units you summon will not be able to attack this turn because combat will be over.
And if I move him up here, would he be able to activate his attack ability of flipping over them?
Yep.
So I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So we're going to move this up 2. Again, utilizing the fly movement, we can go in diagonals. So we'll move up 1, and then we'll move another one in a diagonal direction. And then I would need to summon after or before the attack. I think it's after, correct?
Yeah, so you would... Sorry, I missed the question. I was reading chat.
No, it's okay. So I've done the movement. So in order to activate his ability, I would activate the attack phase, which in this case is a blink, flip me over face down. While I am face down, it is as I do not exist. And so I will turn that over. And does it still maintain having board presence? So I'd be able to summon in these three roads?
If you flip him, he doesn't have that, but he can use his bottom ability, his reaction, so you could summon in his spot and return him to your hand.
Okay.
But if I stand on top of him, he can't.
Then he cannot.
Okay, it's invalid. All right.
All right. So if that's the case,
Yeah, if you're just trying to get depth on the summon, it may be better to just keep him face up and sacrifice him, or it depends where you're trying to go with your summon.
Yeah, I think I'll leave him there, and I'm not going to really utilize his ability, but I will get some presence on the board, and I will summon here.
Ooh. Material motivation. If you discard a card, he gets 2 attack on all sides. Huh. That is painful. Also, he already has 3 attack, which is enough to kill my wolf.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at his sides right here. He only has 1 attack on each side, and he has 1 armor, which you can tell in the top right. So essentially, he can't be damaged by the pup unless the pup uses his surge ability.
Even then, he would survive.
Oh, that's right. You can't attack. Okay, good deal. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not going to be able to attack, but I will draw 2 cards.
Yeah. And
then it will be Ryan's turn.
All right. Let's do these things. Whoops. There we go. So this bird's gonna mess me up here. Unless I'm able to do something about it. I think we want to get this guy out this turn, and I think this guy's the first time. I think this guy's kind of past his, well, maybe this is the card that's actually worse. Yeah, I think this card's worse. Bloop. And we're going to get a fire. And we're going to summon now. Okay, so because we summoned on our first phase, we can attack. And he has +1 attack for every 2 life that he has, and he has 6 life, so he has +3 attack in each range. So he has 5 attack forward. So I'm gonna let's see. I have to move. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the activation phase. I'm going to attack with my Sun Mage, and I'm gonna blow up your bird.
Yep. So I only have 4 or 1 armor. So that negates 1 of the 5, and 4 damage comes through. Only have 3 health. Therefore, I am dead. So that'll go to my graveyard.
Yep. And then I get a -1 armor token, which happens anytime you attack. You get a -1 armor token, but you clear all those at the start of your turn. So it makes the potential crackback a lot harder, and you can go negative armor as well, which increases damage. But in this case, I'm going to be pretty confident that I'm clearing the board here, so I'm not going to be too worried. So his Wisp has 1 health and no armor, So I can blow it up pretty easy. The question is, do I want to blow it up with... I think I want to blow it up with the... Let's see. The effigy only does it when summoned, right? Whenever an enemy is summoned. Okay. All right. So I'm going to have the wolf attack the wisp. And blow it up. And then I'm going to scoot the white knight over so he is now protecting my wolf. And I'm going to draw 2. And pass the block. All right. That's looking pretty good.
All right. So I think the best move for me, again, I can't move the effigy, which is making it very difficult to get presence on the board.
Yeah, the effigy is a bit of a double-edged sword in the sense of, like, if I don't kill it, it just kind of stays there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and dump one of these to get a... We don't want another darkness. Stay. Thank you, card. Alright, so we have 4 mana right now. I'm going to tap all that. And summon a big flappy bird man. So he's kind of nice because he can kind of manipulate the stringent rules of the move and attack order. And I believe, even though he has this modification, I'm not allowed to move him because he was summoned this turn, correct?
That is correct.
Perfect. So I believe that is going to be my turn, so I'm going to draw 2. Pass the block. It's been a thrilling battle over here for me.
Well, that's pretty good news for me. Tengu Acrobat Skirmish. I can move before or after my attack. I don't need to use all of my movement at once. He has 2 flying. So that guy's gonna be a pain. I mean, look, his back attack is 6, so if he gets behind me, that's really painful. Although honestly, even the 4 damage kills most of what I have, so it's dangerous. But we have control of the board, so not so worried just yet. We get to clear off the token. And let's see, what are we going to do for our 5 cost turn?
Zach, while he is talking about that, do you want to explain what the this kind of Triforce symbol means next to mana?
Oh, sure. Yeah, so you might notice that on the cost at the top left of each card, there are, most of the time, it's a symbol that corresponds to one of the elements. So there's, one for fire and water and earth and all the elements, but there's this one triangle one that isn't any of those 6. And this triangle symbol is called Triversity. And basically what it does is it's the same as the little gray circle, which is wild. Anything can pay for that. But the only difference is if you control 3 or more different kinds of elements. So right now Alex has darkness and wind. If he picked up a non-darkness, non-wind element, he would have activated Triversity. Triversity active, you no longer have to pay those little triangle costs. Those are free. So Wisp is one of these units that when you play him very early on, like if you were to play him on turn 1 for 1 element, having 2 flying movement would just dominate the board. So in order to kind of like mitigate that, you're allowed to play the Wisp for 1, but it has to be at least, you have to have 3 different types of elements. So it has to be at least the second player's turn 2 or the first player's turn 3 in order to actually have access to that cheaper cost Wisp.
Okay, so I didn't really talk through it all, but my White Knight is going to attack your Effigy.
Effigy is very sad about this, but relinquishes and gives you the right to kill it.
And then let's see, my Pyrewolf Pup. Okay, so I could pay a fire and deal 2 to you, which puts you at 2 health. I think that's worth it, so I'm going to do that. So Pyrewolf Puff is also attacking. And then I'm going to Firebug, which when it's an attached spell, so it's kind of like an aura. I'm going to attach it to the Acrobat, and when it gets attached, it forces him to lose 1 life, and then at the beginning of his turn, it's also going to lose a life, which will tick down the last 2 of his life.
Well, it's the beginning of the caster's turn, so it's
your
next turn.
Oh, that is a big difference.
So he's gonna have a minute to win it.
Oh,
Excellent.
He's
gonna live. He's gonna be burned to death, but it's a flying bird coming at one of your guys' face.
Oh, that's
someone
flaming bird.
That's sad. All right, should probably read the cards a little.
A flying flaming flapper, I call him.
All right, we're gonna scrap this thing, and we're gonna get we get our 3rd element here. Then we're gonna overcharge one of these guys.
Stack.
That's a stack. Look
the
at that.
times when Tabletop
3D.
Simulator is not as good as real life.
3-dimensional. All right. That's my turn. I'm gonna draw 2. Pass the block.
Alrighty. So I got a very sad flaming bird over here that is really mad at something, and there's a juicy pup in front of its face, which is always exciting. But first, we need to get some mana of some sort, or elements rather. We're going to dump a card, and we're going to get a fire, I believe, this time. So now, if I'm not mistaken, I would qualify for that Traversity.
Yes, you have activated Traversity.
But we're not going to use that. We're going to go ahead and summon a really happy-looking lady.
Vindictive Phantasm.
And because I haven't moved this turn, I believe she gets to attack. And it is piercing damage.
Yep, that's all.
And this happens to have 2 health. And this happens to do 4 damage piercing. So I believe this White Knight is rather sad.
It's very dead, yes.
Oh, who would have known that the White Knight would have a vindictive ex-girlfriend? This is
yes,
totally unforeseen.
Good night, my lord.
Milady.
All right, milady, my lord. All right, so I do have 2 movement here, so I could either attack this pup, or I could move it and then attack. If I'm not mistaken, is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's lethal to the pup in the front, but you can give him the back attack if you wanted.
Oh, that'd just be an extra spicy play.
And just dunk on him.
Give it to him in the back.
I don't believe. So, how much health does the Sun Mage have at the moment?
He's got 7 effective HP.
6 plus
from
1
source, 'cause
armor.
1 armor and then 6 health.
Yeah, it's tempting. I don't like that mage. Mage is it's really ugly.
And damage to him actually weakens his attacks as well. But the pup there being in your 3rd row is
it's pretty dangerous.
Unless you can fill that or move it somehow, you need to clear it.
Yeah, I think. All right, we're gonna do some fancy moves. So we're gonna go ahead, fly here, fly here. That all comes with me, but it's about to go away, so I don't care about it too much. And we are going to smack said pup in the butt.
Oh, he was just
He's
a
gonna
pup.
take 7 damage.
It takes a 7 damage butt smack from a flaming, flappy fellow. And the Sun Mage is just looking on. Kind of see he's waving over the hills at the distance of the burning, and that sun is actually the bird in the staff.
So poetic.
It's how we do.
Oh, I deleted your health die, but he dies on my turn.
Die. He's gonna die on my turn. And then
There's so much summoning space for a split second.
I know. If we'd really open up this board.
yeah, and then we're just gonna let this evolve into an overcharged element. It's reached its final form. Its power level is now 899. And we are going to pass the turn and draw 2 cards.
All right. So we murder the bird. It burns.
Tengu sadly burns to death.
But he died a happy death. He did his job.
The ex-girlfriend is a little too far away to punch with the Sun Mage, so that's not going to work out.
She's kind of unique for typically the dark cards hit really hard from behind, which I think that's what this deck is trying to accomplish. The wind helps you maneuver behind things a bit easier, and then a lot of these cards smack really hard from behind, so it kind of helps you accomplish that. But I don't know, maybe if you want to talk about what some of the inspiration for this deck was.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a number of synergies, and that's definitely one. The wind can help not only like position your units forward so that they can utilize their strong back and side attacks. Winds also have very strong side attacks traditionally, but you can also pull in enemies closer to you and then use back attacks to take them out. But a lot of it has to do. This deck is around like outlasting your opponent with recursion and then making them discard cards. So like securing card advantage through those sorts of effects, and using some of your recursive units, which you haven't really seen, will eventually give you an edge in the late game. And then you have like very strong units defensively because they have good back and side attacks to make it until that point in the game.
All right, so I'm going to go with the split strategy here. I'm going to summon a Pirewolf Alpha, who just has a lot of HP at 7, punches really hard in the front, punches pretty hard in every direction, and I can also pay fire to just make him stronger in all directions. So I'm just now kind of threatening across the board here, and I'm going to call that a turn.
That's terrifying. That front attack has enough to take out a player with the amount of fire elements Ryan has on the board, so...
Yeah, players only have 10 health, so if he gets up here, he punch... Well, actually, I guess the side... Default. Yeah, the side... Well, no, the side
that's
corners
default.
don't...
You grab a fire, you have 3 plus the wild.
Oh,
plus
that's true.
The fire you grab, that's lethal.
That's true. Yeah, so in the corners here, you have to attack with your side attack against players. So this spot and this spot.
Yeah, so a lot of elements don't really like that as much. They'd rather attack with their front. They'd rather be in center, like this Pirewolf Alpha. But elements like Wind and Dark, their strong side attacks, would rather fan out and find their ways to the corners to do more damage to the enemy player.
Fortunately, my Charmeleon has evolved into a Charizard.
No.
I'm going to go ahead and I will hide, put this into the banish area, and summon a big flappy boy.
Oh, that punches for exactly 7. That's unfortunate.
That was a very big flappy boy.
Yeah.
The largest of flappy boys. But what did it cost? Everything.
It costs all of it.
but we're building up the big boys. But he is also building up the big boys, so we'll see how long this lasts for me, Cotton. But unless I'm mistaken, your woof is now a squeak.
Yeah, threat neutralized.
Yeah. Ow.
Excellent.
Ow.
And then we're gonna go ahead and finally get a little bit of board position. And that will be the end of my glorious flapping retribution.
All right. What to do?
So I'm saying there's a chance.
Let's see. We got 6 elements going on. This guy has +3 punch on every side.
It's a lot of punch.
That's a decent amount of punch. It's not. Yeah.
It is good to note. So if he does move up 1 space to the position most adjacent to me, he will not attack with that extra 2. He would only be attacking with the side damage.
Yeah.
Because if you approach and you attack from one of the corner spaces, you use the associated side attack rather than the forward attack. So you can only attack with creatures to the player in the middle 2 spaces with your forward attack, unless I'm mistaken.
You're always attacking towards center. So on the corners, you have to use the attack side that points towards the center.
Okay.
I do like the art on
That's
this Pirate
right.
Wolf Alpha. It's very like ritualistic hallucination, spooky wolf.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's so sad though. I don't want to do that. Let's see. This guy flies, right? Dragon. Dragon's strong. Dragon is a difficult foe.
Dragon does fly.
Okay, let's see.
It doesn't have surf though.
Dragon can't learn surf.
You also died a dragon. That's sad. Okay, I'm okay with that. All right, we're gonna try this. I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna hit you in the face for 3.
How tragic. So again, how he's calculating that is he gets plus attack for the 2 health times 3. So 3 on the 0 comes to 3 damage, and I will lower my health by 3.
Oh, that's your health.
That's not how that works.
So then we do 1, 2,
Quick maths.
3, 4. We're going to summon that. And then we go 1 and 2. And we're going to summon that. All right. So our goal here is just to plug up his backboard so that he can't deal with all the threats, right? And then we can punch him to win, hopefully. I feel like this is just not going to be useful, so I would rather have the option to play more spells in a turn. I'm going to grab this so we have all our options available, and draw.
Very spook.
This is a situation. You found
This
yourself.
is indeed what you would consider a situation.
All right, you got to deal with it.
Maybe.
Well, here we are, folks. We've got some friends delivering baked goods that we did not ask for, and we are trying not to be rude, so we have to figure out how to kill them.
Oh, I actually think you're okay. That's wild.
The developer knows something I don't, so I need to figure this out.
Can he solve the puzzle?
So I believe Lizard Boy is dead, which is fine. I can kill Lizard Boy with Flappy Boy. I've got some options here. Don't believe this is going to do too much.
Does Fire Breath deal friendly fire?
It does.
I can't use that ability in any particular way, though, can I?
I mean, it automatically kills the Frenzied Flame. So instead of attacking the Frenzied Flame, you might as well Fire Breath right. And then...
I mean, not entirely, right? He puts 2 damage on his own.
He doesn't. He doesn't actually. It misses his own guy. It just
it does. I see.
Flame.
Oh, okay.
Just
So
4 there, 3
can be
there.
rotated.
Yeah.
It puts 1 damage on Flameo, which is not a ton, but 1 damage is 1 damage.
It's more than 0.
Yeah, and it's it's free, right? It's the same cost as using your attack.
Interesting. Okay. So that would essentially do more damage than not. So that's probably a good idea. I'd like to kill it, though.
Wouldn't you?
I really, really would.
It would be
actually quite nice. All right, we're going to go ahead and turn this into another mana. I think mana is useful, and I'm praying I'm not breaking the puzzle, but I think we're okay. All right, so we are going to go ahead. If we do the attack, are we allowed to summon and attack with the people that we summon as long as we haven't moved?
No.
So you can't summon into open spaces that were opened up, correct?
Well, you go into the movement phase, and then you go out of the movement phase to summon, and then you can't go back into the movement phase. Or the movement and attack phase.
Yeah, you summon all your pieces of the board, you use all your pieces, and then if you have extra resources after you've used all your pieces, and you have more space, and you want to put more pieces on the board, you have a chance to do that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do this. I think we have a strategy. We're gonna go ahead and summon a big cloud Flappy Boy. So we like Flappy Boys. That takes 3 of those.
Oh, make me just card
So it takes
like that. You slay an enemy, you get to move around. Yeah.
And then this guy is going to be going down to how much health? He will be going down to -4, or so 3 from that, so he'll have 3 health remaining. It's very awkward that does not do what I want it to do, but that's fine. Oh, I wouldn't have enough to summon this anyway. Oh, I would actually not have enough. Okay.
Don't think 2 of those combined kill it? Question mark?
No, it kills this. I was trying to kill all 3.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit ambitious, I suppose. Yeah, so I don't think there's much else I'd be able to do as far as my turn is concerned. But let's do this attack. So Flappy Boy is going to breathe fire on all of these units, essentially. I deal 2 damage to myself if I'm not mistaken. Hello.
Sorry. It's only 1. It's only 1 damage.
Oh, because you have armor.
You have turned the card invisible.
We'll
It is
figure it out.
invisible on my screen.
Oh.
Ah.
Huh.
Not sure how you did that.
I'm not sure.
Zach is a magician.
Alright, one's
Oh. Yeah, it looks fine to me.
Did you put it in Ryan's deck? Okay,
No, it was right there.
we'll figure it out. All right, there we go.
You see that one?
That one I work. That one works. Excellent.
Oh,
All right, so that's like 1 damage. This has killed. So Flamey Boy
Murdered.
is dead. This guy is going to have very little health, but he will be attacked by my Cloud Serpent.
Yeah, that's gonna finish him off.
So he does 6 to his
1
2
health.
armor and 4 health left, which is exact lethal. And because of him,
yeah, it does. Yep.
because of him slaying a unit, the cloud scraper, when he slays a unit, lots of things happen. So Alex, you can move him in any adjacent to any surrounding tile, and Ryan, you have to discard a card.
Oh, all right. Those are comically in abundance, but I still think you more useful than this one.
Doesn't this guy take some damage as well?
He does
takes
not
3
take
damage.
any damage.
He's too far away.
Oh, it's just the 2. Miscalculated. Okay.
Yeah, and you can move your cloud scraper still, because he killed
Probably
something.
move it here.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea to try and fill up your
Protect
back
myself.
row. Yeah, to try. And, you may want to move your vindictive fan back as well.
Yeah, we're on the retreat.
But it was a good amount of progress at all the various threats. That turn was looking pretty bad.
And we're getting some presence back on the board, right?
Yes.
And this deck is about outlasting and then eventually being able to play stuff that was previously killed.
Yeah,
Which I haven't played any.
Well, killing stuff with the cloud scraper is giving you a lot of value as well. Like actually taking that thing out is it's a big deal. Forcing your opponent to discard a card like that, unless they're also in darkness, in which case, not as useful.
All right, and I believe that'll be my turn.
Right. Okay, let's see. What can we do here? Oh,
He has the ability to summon essentially anywhere on the board, which is not the best situation for me. And he has a lot of resources to do things that with. And so we're getting at the stage of the game where it's almost better to potentially... Oops, sorry, this is actually just turned to a overcharge. Into more momentum. So that's a nice thing about the draw 2 mechanic and how the mana mechanics interact with each other. So instead of automatically sacrificing, some of the momentum from your hand, for resources, you already have established your engine of resources. So you don't necessarily need to discard cards anymore. And then once I draw through the deck, so I have 19 cards remaining in my deck. Once I've drawn through those, then everything I'd banished to the ethereal plane beforehand will now become my deck. So I'll get access to those cards, and I kind of know what's in there, which is also kind of an interesting late game mechanic.
all right.
That's
I'm
a
going
big
to
spook.
summon a big spook, and big spook is going to fuck up your medium spook.
Whoa, language.
And the flame demon, when it kills someone, it also does 3 armor piercing damage to everything around it.
That's not good.
Or to the slain unit. So these guys blow up and also take 3 damage.
Yeah. And for killing the Vindictive Phantasm, you're going to get 2
Absolutely.
damage. Everybody's just exploding on this attack.
And then this goes up to 4. And I get a minus armor.
You just lost Alex?
Murdered.
I'm back.
All right.
I think we
lost you temporarily.
Oh,
Oop. I've been...
can't hear you again.
Yeah, he's coming a little in and out.
Technical difficulties. Hold, please.
Alright, I think I'm back. Internet decided to show why we're paying the most money possible.
And then he doesn't take damage from his own explosions.
But he does take damage from the Vindictive Phantasm dying.
Oh, I missed that part. Okay, that's right.
So he loses 2 life, actually. So it goes through all armor, but doesn't benefit from negative armor.
Okay. And then my Sun Mage will punch the Cloud Scraper and kill him.
Yeah.
So how do I rejoin the slot that I was in before so I have those cards in my hand?
You just have to join blue. So click on your... Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. I can't see your cards, so you're good. All right, and then, you know what? Screw you, Dragon.
So lots of things have happened while I was gone.
You did.
Yeah, so
Deal 5
the
damage.
The Flame Demon killed the Vindictive Phantasm, which did 2 to it and 3 to everything around it. The Sun Mage then finished off your Cloud Scraper, and now your Dragon's getting burned.
Deals 5. He has 2 armor, -1, so he has 1 armor. It deals 4. He has 4 life remaining. He dies.
Alrighty. Bye-bye. You did me proud, Mr. Flapper.
Did it.
Did enough
You
to get
returned.
called OP in the chat, so that's how you know.
All right. So that was
said
really
OP.
good, but I'm also down to 1 card, so it's not great. I'm going to draw 2 more and pass turn.
All right. Well, that was sad. So this guy has essentially 5 health remaining.
Oh, were these dice representing your life? You've taken 3,
Yes.
right? No, then that's slightly off. Okay.
We used them to represent the dragon's damage for a second.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and banish one of these guys. And that's going to give us the ability to get let's get a green for the sake of variety. First and foremost, let's use a fire. So it's going to spend 4 mana, or elements rather, pardon, to make him have a bad day.
5 armor piercing damage.
I believe he has 5 health
remaining. Now
so I believe math works out to 0. And then we have another 4 resources available.
It's a lot of resources.
We're going to spend 2 of those to summon and attack the Sun Mage for 3 damage.
Gotta use your overcharge.
Yep.
Units that take 3 or more damage. Oh, what? Oh, no. No.
I believe the mathematics of that equals 3. So 3 damage.
Minus 0?
3 equals 3.
Oh, so sad.
Therefore, I have stuff on the board, and he does not. But he did manage to do 3 damage to me through all of that.
I have scratched you.
He has indeed.
You are not an indestructible
Scratchy.
god.
So, I have
this is
2 mana, which isn't too useful to me at the moment. But I will be able to convert one of these guys into a different color or something or other. And pass the turn.
Brutal. Alright. It was real bad.
I haven't drawn
Wait, Ryan,
heroes.
didn't you go first?
I went first.
I went second.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Never mind, we're all good. I keep on looking at your hand and just like, what happened?
Yeah, I'm asking the same thing. I was like one turn away from victory, and now it's looking bleak.
I mean, that is the whole point of darkness, right? I
That's
just want you to suffocate.
All right, I'm gonna play a banner, which is basically like a permanent thing that's out there forever. And
Are there ways to remove banners?
I'm gonna
There's no way to
overcharge
interact with banners.
darkness, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
So he basically just created a new rule for himself.
Yeah, my guys are stronger.
I don't
That's
like
the
it.
rule.
I don't like this rule.
What?
Poor rule.
Requires a
Who
heavy
designed this game? I need words.
channels open.
All right, so that gives us an opportunity to actually make some space for ourselves, and that sounds nice. I think we have enough resources on the board, so let's start using that to our advantage.
Yeah, once you get
We're gonna move
drawing
on
2
forward.
cards, make sure that you can play stuff like gain up resources and play things in the early game. But once you start making multiple plays per turn, your hand starts to exhaust pretty quickly, even with the natural card draw.
A zombie.
I want to play him on the right side because if he ever does get up to the right corner, I want to hit with the strong side, not the weak side.
He's definitely a right-handed zombie.
Yes. So that's one card I can play. I think I'd like to spend another 3. Make it 4. And play a Gorgile. And we're going to go ahead and spend... You have another 3 mana remaining. 3 energy, however you want to say it. Saying elements for me apparently is very difficult.
So many syllables.
That's way too many syllables. Can't play that one. But we can play this guy. So we're going to go ahead and play a Subtle Phantasm for our remaining energy. Elements. You know what I'm trying to say. And that's going to be our turn.
Well then,
Suddenly, there's no many clouds in the sky. Or there are more clouds in the sky. I don't know.
why is the subtle phantasm on top? What's going on there?
On top.
On top of what?
Do you not see them on the same space?
No.
Am I tripping? Where's the zombie?
Oh, the zombie's on the other side.
Zombies on the left.
That's so funny. I see on Ryan's stream. It's
Oh,
like,
weird. Okay. All right.
what the heck?
Oh, tabletop sim. Fun times.
Ryan had him in the first half.
Okay. All right.
Ignore.
Oh no!
Fixed
All
it,
right.
I
Well,
think.
looks like it, right? You got a whole line of dudes. Oh, stone form. You get a bunch of armor, but you can't move. All right.
Man. If only you had something that hit in a line.
If only, man. If only.
Not like those cards exist. Oh, wait. Show off some of the other card art.
What to do? What to do? Well, this is a problem. I'm summoned where your turn begins. All right, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2.
Little known fact, I actually modeled for this card. He is much more handsome than I, but those are my arm positions and crossbow holding positions.
Flip that.
Did you have the cape?
I did not have a cape. I am not that cool. Again, I said he is more handsome than I.
All right, that's
I also modeled for this one.
The gargoyle? Yeah, I could see it.
Ooh, this chick, and she's stronger. She has +1 attack on everything and 1 max HP, so that makes her a spooky spook lady. Adjacent allies heal. All allies have +2 max HP. Does that apply to her or no?
No, it's just her allies.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. She's a tanky lass. And that is my turn.
It is your turn.
Wondrous.
She's scary, but she really likes friends, you know?
She's all alone. She showed up to the party.
She showed up
Too early.
Turn late.
Yeah. Yeah, too late. Too early for the after party. Just in that awkward middle step.
Party Valley.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and move 1, 2.
Oh my god, that's so much movement.
Yeah, we're just gonna shove it.
We're going to put Assassin Blade on there.
Oh, cry.
So that gives this unit armor piercing.
Sad.
Oh, no.
And the Phantom, it's subtle. It's just going to softly poke you in the side. And she really doesn't like getting poked in the side.
Ew.
So that has lethal. So it slays any unit that is dealt damage. And because it was given armor piercing, it in fact pierces the armor. And it gets poked.
Without that Assassin's Blade, that attack would have done nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
And now I don't think I have enough movement to get anywhere else useful, but I will encroach. And for second summoning phase, I will go ahead and play a very happy Birdman.
Oh, jeez.
That cost me 2 1/3. And may as well get him in the board. So he has Traversity, so he only cost me 2 black.
Yes.
It kind of hinders some of his cool abilities, but is what it is. And we're going to turn this into Willed and pass the turn.
Oh,
so Ryan has friends.
That's a lot of things. That is a lot of things in my face. All right.
Ooh, what is this?
Oh man.
You see the AOE's like right now?
I don't know. I don't know if they're that wide.
Ooh, Zach, would you like to explain what this symbol means?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So everybody who's viewing Alex's hand right now, that symbol is prowess. So basically, the crystal does match one of the element types, and if you control an amount of that element equal to the number represented there, so like overcharged elements still count as whatever element they are. Like you can see Alex's overcharged wind still says wind on top of it, still counts as a wind, so it would count as 1 for that particular prowess. So you control 3 wind in this case, which Alex does. You can play this card for free, so it's like an alternate cost. Usually cards that have this sort of mechanic are pretty cheap, but it's just an extra little bonus for diving really deep into one element. Triversity encourages people to spread out and get multiple different element types, and prowess encourages people to focus on a single one for some benefit.
I was giving Ryan a very fair advantage of having an idea what's in my hand, because I'm a generous soul, and took pity on his current situation.
I don't remember what. Let's see, prowess. Oh, so it's a black.
Didn't do his research.
Darkness prowess. Yeah, I forget.
Didn't read the entire card library before the stream. There's only
Darkness
582 cards, sir.
Darkness is like my least played one. All right. We're gonna get there. We're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine. There's no problem. All right. It's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna go kaboom like this.
Okay.
So that blows up. It doesn't kill the gargoyle, but it kills the other two, and it puts 2 damage on the gargoyle.
Okay.
All right.
Would I have been able to activate his +2 armor if I am not doing it retroactively, but out of curiosity.
He was just summoned last turn, right?
No, he was summoned the turn prior. He was summoned back here.
Yeah, so you moved him. He can't use the special attack if you move.
If he moved.
Oh, okay.
So he has to stay in place for a turn.
Okay.
So the Assassin's Blade is recursive. You may want to keep that towards the top.
Not only did it write its name in cursive once, but it took the SAT a second time, and it wrote its name 2 times.
So he has 4, or he has, okay, it's 2 armor and he has 3 health left. So I need to hit for 5 minimum. Oh, sad. Oh, alright. Well, it's not looking good. It is not looking good.
I think it looks amazing. It's never looked better.
That one back over.
Well, actually, it did before you blew everything up. But,
I'll punch the gargoyle and kill him.
Also very rude. What did he do to you? He did nothing. He just existed.
It's true. He hadn't done anything yet.
That's racism against stone people.
And then I guess we're going to ditch this guy, and we're going to get this, and I'm going to use it immediately and just summon to clog up the board a bit.
That stops the on-the-board lethal, actually.
Yeah, so that's about as good as we're going to do right now. And we're going to draw some cards, and they're going to be the exact cards we need to win, right?
Were they?
Well, I'm not going to... I don't know. Alex has to take a turn first.
All right. Well, for the sake of being myself and trying to be as annoying as possible, we're going to go ahead and do this.
Oh, no.
So we're going to spend 2 and use the prowess on this ability to basically make him have no cards in his hand anymore. That sounds like fun.
He has this card, too.
Oh, sad. All right. Well, we'll get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that.
Oof.
So this guy has what, 2 health?
He does have 2 health.
Which one?
And he cannot use his reaction on himself, correct?
He cannot now.
He has 1 health. What do you mean? Oh, from the banner.
From your
Yeah,
banner.
from the
Banner, yes. Okay.
Oh, I didn't do banner math. Did that change anything?
Probably not, but maybe.
Actually, maybe. Well,
I don't think you had a wide enough board to make the difference.
yeah, I could have killed the zombie by summoning. I had a Pyrewolf pup. I chose between the medic and the Pyrewolf pup, so I could have summoned the pup and killed the zombie, but I still had these 2 side guys that are a big problem.
Yeah.
So I have a decision to make of really ramping up my options or just killing stuff. These are the questions that keep me up at night. I think killing stuff is the answer because
and win.
Well, I can't move diagonally with this guy, which is awkward.
You can move up. You can free up the space with your mercenary.
Yeah, I think that's probably what we do. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to move here.
Damage if you want.
Move here. Attack with Zombid. Kill medic. If you discard a card, you can do 2. So we could do up to... How much health is your 7 health?
Yeah, 6 health and 0 armor. Oh, yeah, 7 health, 0 armor. Sorry, I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, 7 health, yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could almost do lethal in 1 turn.
Right, the medic
have
stopped
one health.
lethal. If you can
Yeah.
move your zombie, then
I mean, I'm just saying I have one card in hand, so
Yeah, we're gonna go. How do you have one card in hand? I thought I made you discard 3.
Yeah,
you made me
2.
discard 2, and I had 3.
Discard 1. Oh, an additional. Well, that's tragic. I was really hoping to be really annoying.
Yeah, I mean, if you made him discard,
I mean,
mostly
yeah, I would literally have no reaction, right? Because you draw cards at the end of game or end of turn.
Yeah. So I will deal 5 damage to your lady.
It's
Or
a
man. It's a man.
It's
It's
Yeah.
non-binary.
Mage.
You don't know. She could work out. And then
The sun knows
Well,
no
it doesn't
gender.
die, but the
Oh, it doesn't?
bird will do the lethal.
Oh, okay.
And then I will deal 4 to your face through the assassin lad. And I
Right.
believe I will evolve my fire and pass on the giant cube of sadness.
All right. Well, I can tell you that this guy alone is not going to save me. So I'm
He
gonna
looks really cool, though.
I'm gonna scoop here because I don't have any new answers to deal with this. But good game. I was right there, right? Like that's exactly how this deck's supposed to work, right? It's to get there and push. But you reflected. You parried
Yeah,
my
hold on.
attack.
Hold on. The dragon and the cloud scraper really put in a lot of work, and then the wraith was a lot of value too.
Oh, the wraith!
Phantasm was a lot of value. It was just kind of
Yeah, it was good value, good value.
I really was tempted to. Oh, flip table. There we go. Dang it.
Yeah.
I had the option to draw another 3 cards, which would have been really insult to injury. So, like, you have no cards. Is there a maximum hand size?
there's no maximum hand size. So if you want to go nuts, you can go nuts.
I could have gone nuts. I could have been the squirrel from Ice Age.
Yes.
Best character in that show, if I may say so myself. All right, well, I think that is going to be the end of our live demo. I haven't really seen too many questions come out there, but I should probably open it up to Q&A, or if there's anything specific people want to learn more about, or cards they want to see, or anything like that. That's why we're here.
Yeah, definitely check out playelementile.com. There's a card library on there, and you can view all the cards directly.
Yeah, I'll link that right now to. Also, the Kickstarter is live right now. Yes, let's. We are funded, but we need stretch goals. So if we want the game to be even better, for no extra cost to you guys, go fund right now. It's basically the cheapest it's ever going to be. We hope to be able to sell some post retail, depending on how many we have left over from the first run print. But now is definitely the time to get it. You will be first in line, and you will get. I think we're doing the premiums are Kickstarter only, correct?
Yeah, those are Kickstarter exclusives. So those come with all the holographic heroes, the full holo hero set, and extra elements. So you never have to worry about. Honestly, the base game probably has enough for most settings, but with the premium, you never have to even think twice about it. You have an abundance.
I just linked the wrong address in chat. There you go. That's a better one.
No, that's not the right
Elementile.
one. Delete that message. I did it wrong.
Oh, that's wrong as well?
Yeah, mods, please delete.
There we go. I believe that's correct. Nope, that's not correct either. Wow, we're doing a bang-up job here, guys. We promise we want you to back our
This
project.
was well rehearsed. We really,
We just wanted to show the game, the people who are really motivated, it's a test. Like, you need to be able to navigate to the game. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble learning the rules. So that is your first test. But if you pass the test, congratulations, you're among a select few. The Elementists. The Elementubbies, as I call them. I don't think that's actually a term we should use.
Sure, it sounds pretty good.
Oh no, that doesn't look good. Oh no. Let's not do that.
All right. Well, unless Ryan, are you getting any chats on your questions on your end?
No
I
question.
think actually no. Nora,
Yeah,
adorable, asked a question about our favorite cards. I mean, the heroes all look so pretty. So I mean, I'm always inclined to go with the heroes, but there is an ice blob cube man that I had a lot of fun with stalling the game out with, which you can essentially plop on top of you summon on top of a creature, and you freeze it, and it slowly takes attrition damage. And that really just feeds into my lifestyle of just trying to make the game as grueling and slow and painful as possible. So that one has a special place in my heart.
Let's see. What is my favorite card?
There it is. There's the Arctic Slime. Sorry that took so long, Alex.
There he is. Look at him.
Look at him. Oh, he's the worst. He has slime walk, so he walks on top of other people. He basically just like doesn't care about movement restrictions.
He's just a big beefy blob, and I love him.
He takes so much, like seven health is kind of a lot, but like it's definitely a lot just to deal with something that's just kind of meandering around and like freezing things and dealing damage. And the fact that it freezes stuff is super annoying. And yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I really need to make I think it would be like a blue, so it'd be an earth, light, water deck that focuses around these kind of guys. And I just buff them up as much as possible and heal them and just sit on people. That sounds like a lot of fun. I kind of want to make a deck that does that. Maybe have some rangy shooty boys that are shooting past them.
If you want to make something like that, sorry, Ryan. If you do want to make a deck like that, you have great building blocks in a couple of these starter decks. You can take Dudley and Reginald and kind of fuse them together into something that can, be tweaked to your likings. And that's also what the starter decks are for. They're springboards for people to express their own ideas and work with their own favorite cards. But sorry, Ryan, I think you grabbed a card there.
Yeah, so my favorite card is Gaia Pulse, since it's a ramp spell that's super neat. It only gets you one element, but it's untapped and ready to use. It also has Triversity, meaning it only costs 2 mana if you are like kind of a wide range of elements. So this card went through a number of different iterations, which you will see in one of our updates, but
was our last update, actually.
We published that one. Yeah. Awesome, yes.
Or have we? No, I haven't got there yet. Never mind. Sorry, I was thinking about putting
soon.
This one has been prepared, but it has not been posted yet. It's teasers.
But it is like ramp in general is super neat, and the 5-cost Earth cards can be really strong. So on turn 3, going up to 5 is really good. Like Eleanor is. Like if you could play this card a turn early, it's just like super strong, right? The Ballista, the Minotaur, which is basically just like a less powerful Eleanor. Like it's basically just Eleanor minus the Shield Mirror. And a health, yeah. But all these cards, super strong if you can get them out early and just like start getting that crazy value. So, gotta love it.
Or like this guy,
if you get the 3 armor and hits for 7 and every direction.
Yeah, he's a big boy and pushes. Yeah, pushing back too. Like getting the momentum. That's what this game adds. Just adds such another layer of complexity to all the strategies you're doing. Is just the positioning is huge. So any effects that move your cards around without your pure intention makes your life hell, and that's a big boy. But I think it's also worth saying. So obviously we have a lot of the line art done to kind of help our future and current artists have a bit of kind of ideas of what they're going to be going for. But a big, the whole point of the funding, what you're contributing to right now, that is live for another about 2/3 of a month. is going towards purely the production and finishing all this art. So we are going to be really pushing hard to get new and current artists to produce all of the art that is available. So every card is going to be absolutely beautiful. So, I mean, for the value of the game, you're getting a ton of custom hand-done art, 2 neoprene mats, all of the tokens that you might need, all of the dice you might need. And, you know, if we hit some of those stretch goals, which we would need your support with, we will be even nicer boxes, potentially getting some organizers and lots of other fancy doodads. So we really need your support to make this game as good as it is in our minds. But again, this is Elementile.
Yeah. Another question from Nora in the chat. What was the most unexpected part about developing the game? I have to think about that. I'm actually not sure. There have been a lot of twists and turns in developing this game.
I mean, like, COVID was unexpected, right? Like, we had started our playtesting in, like, January 2020, and it was great. We had a couple of events. We had people over. It was a great time. We're like, cool, this is going to be a weekly thing or bi-weekly thing. And then it wasn't.
True. Yeah, I mean, it definitely had to shift some of our plans. And I want to make it clear, like, COVID was not part of the development of this game. That was, like, something else that happened that impacted the development of the game.
Yeah, we were already in development. It just made us change tactics a little bit.
We had to change. I mean, we had to migrate online, right? And, yeah.
I'd give a shout out. I'm slightly biased, but shout out to SoStash Art for kind of picking up a ball and doing so much of the iconography and card design. And I don't know, I feel like that was this, you know, we've been doing a lot of playtesting, but then once a lot of the more kind of game components and iconography and stuff like that took shape, it really looked like, holy crap, this is a real game. So taking it from more, you know, to that next level of like, okay, let's buckle down and get this whole thing done. So really hats off to all of the work that she put towards, and that was kind of an unexpected motivation that came on her part, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm trying to load an old one. Yeah, so you can just see, like, actually, let's get the new Phaedra. She's
I don't have those files, unfortunately. You're not going to be able to see it on my stream.
Oh, do I?
I think it's not going to load in. Hang on, maybe I can get it, although I don't know where I'd get it from. I don't have any objects that are assigned that old stuff anymore.
Let's see. How could I do this? I could send it to you on Discord, like just like a side by side.
Yeah, if you just have like, yeah, that'd work.
Yeah, it looks like something that someone made in PowerPoint versus something that's like a finished product that looks excellent.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly a draft, right?
Yeah, it wasn't intended to be final, right? But you definitely see how, like, iconography and, like, card frame changes your view of the card and how you view the game generally. And makes it a lot more, like, real and, like, I don't know, balance seems to matter a lot more. Even just how you read some abilities really changes.
Zach, I'm not sure if you can see my stream, but I agree. This Phaedra looks far superior to this one, in my opinion.
Yeah, the two of diamonds Phaedra. That's a
it's the very elusive 5 of clubs mixed with the 2 of diamonds Phaedra.
Yeah, it's actually, you know, that's a misprint. That's you know, it's going to be very valuable one day, you know.
Yeah, if you get the 2 of diamonds in your Kickstarter like set, like that's, you won the lottery. Like, it's valuable. We'll trade it for a couple aces or something.
Uh-oh, I think my stream is disconnected again. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah. But you did
but
pop
you are
in and out.
disconnected.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I think that's a good timing for me then.
I think so.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. It was a lot of fun. love demoing this game, love going through it, and I think this match was very well played between our two players, showcased the strengths of the decks very well. So thank you guys for playing, and thank you everybody for watching.
Yeah, we definitely took our time. It's not usually an hour and a half game, but that was a pretty brutal snapback from Alex there. I thought I was really one turn away from killing him, and then not so much.
Yeah, for sure. It was swinging, and also, we were explaining a lot of the rules and stuff as we we're going, and it's part of it. It was like a hangout.
All right, well, everybody, I'm going to sign off here. I will make sure that this VOD is available, but I believe Ryan is going to be putting up a copy of his version on the. Is it going to be on the Ryan Ox Plays Games, or is it going to be an Elementile YouTube channel?
We'll message it out. I actually haven't created an Elementile YouTube channel yet, which I probably should, but I currently
we did. I'm not sure. We'll make sure we have one. Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll get it up.
I've been posting a lot of it just on the Ox channel, but we'll get it out.
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure playing with you. Good game. Thank you for graciously letting me have a victory. I know that was, again, a bit of sandbagging on your part, and I appreciate the good looks online. So, good game, and great game that you made, Zach. I'm so excited that it has come to fruition. It's been a pleasure trying to help in a limited capacity, but, again, the rest of the team has been doing a really stand-up job, so I'm glad to help in whatever capacity I can.
Yeah, and congratulations again on funding. Let's do it. Let's finish it out.
Let's get some more stretch goals. Make this game really cool. Cooler. All right. Bye, guys. I'm signing off.
All right. Good night, all.
Bye, everybody.